Joining us again on this morning, we have three amazing panelists who are interconnected with SVP. Karen, we've established this. SVP, again, stands for Social Venture Partners, correct?
Exactly.
You are the executive connector.
Yeah, isn't that a fun title?
What's an executive connector?
Well, my role is really, normally in a nonprofit, you're called the executive director. That's not my role. My role is really to facilitate our partners and the nonprofits and the people we work with to meet each other and work together, as opposed to me telling them what to do.
I guess we should ask what SVP really is about.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of interesting backstory. Maybe you can explain what it is and what they do.
So Social Venture Partners has been around in Calgary for almost 15 years. Was founded in Seattle about 17 years ago. In a nutshell, we're a group of people in Calgary who believe that if we want to make true social change, we've got to do more than just write checks to nonprofits. We actually have to go in there with our talent, our expertise, and our money, and help the organizations grow and become stronger so that they can actually do the work that they're already doing well.
So, create social change.
Create social change. How do we make Calgary better?
Interesting.
Right, so it's really looking at business people don't necessarily know the social part of how to make things better. They may not do the feeding the kids.
Yeah.
But business people, when working with those nonprofits, can actually help them perhaps with their computer systems, their IT, their accounting, some way that actually helps that organization do what they do better, stronger, and more efficiently.
So it is connecting.
It is connecting. It's all about connecting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We're finding that a lot of small businesses, and there's a lot of small businesses that pop up here in Calgary all the time. If there's one key thing that marketers will tell you, is that you've got to be connected.
Absolutely.
And we find that there's a lot of resources. You know, we have coaches and we have examples of great people who've done some amazing things as well too. But we've got to start from somewhere. You're that start.
We are. We are. We are the people who say, bring us your business skills, and we'll connect you with a nonprofit organization that can use those business skills. And we do that in a number of different ways.
Yeah, and that's what makes you different than, say, like writing a check to United Way, where the money gets divvied up to different nonprofits. You're actually connecting the donor or the philanthropist with organizations or businesses that kind of speak to them. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So we work with, another thing that makes us unusual is we work with 3 organizations at a time and stay with them for up to 5 years. So we really believe in long-term building, strengthening, and then moving on because they won't need us anymore.
The great thing about SVP as well too is that you have amazing coaches. Dave, how did you connect with Karen?
Actually, a couple of years ago, I got an email from a work colleague who had been involved in the first year of Fast Pitch. He just said, is this something you'd be interested in? And when I read the description, I thought this is really intriguing. Very innovative what Fast Pitch does, which is a part of SVP. Yeah. And so I signed up for it and I got hooked pretty quick. I really liked the idea of going beyond writing the checks, being able to take some skills that I think I've developed over my time in industry and work with the nonprofit and help them out with things that they might otherwise not be able to do efficiently themselves. So I enjoyed the experience so much. I think it was at the finals last year. I walked up to Karen and said, sign me up for next year.
Good for you. Good for you.
In the interim, I also became a partner with SVP as well. So it's just a completely unique way of engaging with nonprofits that just captured my interest.
So maybe for the viewers, maybe explain what exactly Fast Pitch is.
Yeah.
Karen, do you
want me to do that?
Sure,
okay.
Why not? Well, actually, let's ask Andrew, because Andrew, you were part of this as well, too.
Yeah.
You were the first winner.
Of Fast Pitch. And Fast Pitch is it's kind of like Dragon's Den or Shark Tank, but with nonprofits and community associations. And we go up in front of a group of judges, and we pitch an idea, a project, an event, a social enterprise. And we get 3 minutes to do so, and we're evaluated on those 3 minutes.
Come on.
Pitch.
Are you pitching to Karen?
No, we're pitching to a group of judges from the community. So I remember first year Jim Button from Village Brewery was one of the judges.
Fantastic.
I was losing my mind. I look up to that guy so much, and he's there, and you go up, and you get 3 minutes. That's it. Because you go over, you're cut off. You get 3.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Karen.
The microphone turns off at 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a big countdown, right?
Right behind you.
Big countdown clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
No pressure.
3 minutes.
And that's for the coaches.
And that's where the coach comes into play, because the coach gets to bring a certain set of skills that nonprofits necessarily don't necessarily have. And the biggest thing my coach brought to me, and I think that you might bring to your teams, is that we use nonprofit lingo. When I say something about the nonprofits or the communities, I expect that you know these things, but people didn't. And he would just stop me and says, I don't know any of the words you just said.
Wow.
This is irrelevant to me.
Wow.
I just sat there and I'm like, you are a jerk. You are right. And it changed the way our organization pitches our projects in everything we've done since. You can't make those assumptions anymore.
Karen, I get an idea that this is tough love.
It is.
But for a positive reason.
It is. It is. And one of the things that Andrew and Dave haven't alluded to yet is that we actually bring in 52 volunteer coaches from the corporate sector.
Man.
And they worked with 22 organizations this year. And we actually spend 8 weeks coaching them on how to do the pitch. So this isn't Andrew being flung into 3 minutes spontaneously. Right. They prepare for about 8 weeks. Each coach puts in more than 20 hours with their organization, helping them develop a pitch. The thought being that once they leave Fast Pitch, whether they're the winner or not, this organization can say what it does clearly, succinctly, in 3 minutes. Whether you're in an elevator, a parking lot, wherever you are, you can tell your story.
That's amazing.
Does it sound scary to you?
It does. I'm just picturing you up on that stage, the big clock countdown going on behind you, judges, audience members.
I remember when I rolled in, Phoenix, you and I, we've chatted. I have an improv background. I've been an improviser at the Loose Moose Theater since I was 16. So 14 years of improv training. And I walked in I was a little confident. I'm like,
absolutely,
I know what I'm doing here, guys. And it was humbling to be put in my place of my coach, really tweaking my work.
But you were open to learning, though, Andrew.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's why you did so well.
It helped us. It helped our whole organization. I practiced that speech maybe 300 or 400 times in the car, in the shower, before bed, everywhere.
In fact, you're going to do it for us right now.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Karen Whiteman is the executive connector with SVP. We're going to find out more about our panelists as well coming up and more trending topics.